Today we're going to show you how to fit a garage door motor to an existing garage door. So here's our basic motor here before it's assembled. You can release that cord just to lock it onto auto, just pull it again onto manual. Right? So that motor's there ready to go. First of all, before we do anything, we just want to check that the U-bolt is tight on this side, because this side over here already has the existing power and there's more room to fit the motor. We're going to fit the motor on this side. So before we undo this U-bolt, we always have to tighten the other U-bolt nice and tight. So just with our drill here, put the right size on. This side here is a 15mm, where the other side's a 13. So we're just going to break them up nice and tight like that. So now that's nice and tight and secure. Also, just want to check that the door's got the right amount of tension, where it should be able to hold its own weight halfway, which this one's doing that quite okay. This one already has a weight bar on the door because it did have a motor, prior motor on the door before, so it's all ready to go. So all we're going to do is put the door all the way down. Again, make sure this is nice and tight, this U-bolt, before you loosen the other side, otherwise you will lose the door's tension and it will unspool. So what we want to do now with our 13mm is climb up this side onto a ladder. Just loosen off this U-bolt here. Lift up, stand on the top of your ladder and just lift up the door a little bit. And get that U-bolt completely out of the way and just leave the shaft sitting there. Now in some cases, when the bracket is further over, you can fit the motor in between the bracket and the shaft and reuse this U-bolt. But in this case, the motor is actually going to sit on top of the bracket and be locked through the bracket. So now we're going to climb up on our motor. Make sure the motor's on manual. Make sure we're found on the drum wheel where these two slots are going to have to slide. It always slides on the smaller one, the one normally with the bolt in it. In some cases, this is a steel line door where the drum wheel's nice and close to the edge here. In other cases, with glider roll doors, the drum wheel's a lot further in and you can't fit this particular motor. You'll have to bolt another drum wheel to be able to do a normal motor. But with this one, we're all good. So all we're going to do is get nice and comfortable on the ladder. And with one arm, you just want to slide that door off onto your shoulder like that, whilst holding it. Just slide that motor onto the shaft. Slip it over those two slots over that drum wheel, and then just push the motor back up onto the bracket there. Then you just want to grab your U-bolt and make sure this only goes one way, facing towards the door. We'll simply lift that up and slide that into position there. So we've got that motor on. We made sure we got those two forks over the correct drum wheel inside the door. We've got the motor in the correct position on the bracket here. We just want to drop in that U-bolt. Tighten up these two nuts here. Make sure always with your U-bolts you get them nice and tight, because they're the only thing that holds tension on the door. So we'll just grab our drill and nip them up. Rightio, that's all nice and secure there. Now you just want to lift the door and just try it manually to make sure it's still running nice and free. This one's running okay. So now we want to lift it up and just get it in the halfway position. Lock it on the motor there. Plug the motor into power. Now this motor has already been fitted before, so we're just going to have to reset the limits on it. So what we're going to do is just hold down the close button for 6 seconds. And this is the ATA GDO-8 V4, the new model. Just sort of run that door down so we get a nice close on the floor. Right, nice and close on the floor there, nice and even. Press set. Run it back up. Press set again. And then just let the door travel up and down to reset its force margin again. And that's how you fit a motor to an existing garage door.